Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Thanks for joining me here today. Today we're going to be doing a custom paint job on a 1970 Chevelle. Now what's really cool about this car here is that it's got a metal base, and the car is actually pretty cool looking. It sits really nice and everything. But we're going to do a few things to it to make it a little bit more custom than it is now. I've been wanting to play around with the paints a little bit, so what we're going to do is we're going to strip the car, we're going to do a wheel swap, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with some paint. And I hope there's a few things in here that you'll see that maybe you'll be willing to try when you get a chance. But I've always liked the 70 Chevelle, even as a kid, and man, I wish I owned one now for real. But for now, we got to work with the Hot Wheels kind, so let's go ahead and get started. I've already drilled out the center post, so we're going to take the car apart. There's not really a lot of evaluating we have to do here because the car is fairly new. I've already drilled out the post for the engine, and we've got that taken care of. The interior I think we're going to leave the same, but we may have to cut that front clip off. Definitely going to do a wheel swap. I mean, what a shame to have a beautiful car like this and have plastic wheels. I mean, it sucks. But we're going to take care of that. Let's get it into the paint stripper. Make sure that you coat the inside and the outside because we're going to do a color swap here. I think what we're going to do is ice blue. It just works so nice with the Chevelle body style. So if you're going to do a color swap, make sure you get the outside of the car with the paint stripper. You flip it over and get the inside of the car too, so you make sure that when you spray it, at least the colors match and it doesn't look like you have a brown insides and a blue outside. Coat everything really well. And then we're going to let it sit for a while here.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
I've painted the car with a silver base coat from the Redline shop, taped off the center section because we're going to do some custom work in there, and now I'm going to spray Spectre Flame Ice Blue over the entire car. And again, this paint, I got this from the Redline shop. Please check out the Redline shop for your paints at www.redlineshop.com. Guys, these are the paints that I use almost exclusively. Put a light mist coat on there just to give it that tack coat. And then we're going to let that sit up for a few moments while it gets tacky. And then we'll come back in and we'll spray it some more. I said ice blue before. Honestly, this is Windex blue, and I do apologize. Make sure you're covering all the areas. Don't spray too heavy around the tape because you don't want it to leach underneath the tape. Usually once you get a few mist coats on there and it seals the edge of the tape, you should be good to go. But you still don't want to saturate it. Again, I've got a silver base coat down underneath this, so it's going to look really nice when it's done. Make sure you get all your areas and keep moving. Don't sit there and just paint in one area because you'll start to build that stuff up, and I tell you, it will drip on you, okay? If you get it too wet, it's going to drip on you and it's going to run, and you're going to have to strip the whole thing and do it all over again. And nothing is more frustrating than having a paint job that's starting to look really, really good, and then you look and see you've got runs in it, and that just makes you so angry you want to scream. I love my Pache Talon airbrush. I was fortunate to where yesterday in the mail my wife got me an Iwata airbrush, and I'm looking forward to using that too. Now the Iwata is a Cadillac. It's a beautiful brush and I'm really excited to get to use it, but I love my Pache. Alright, got the tape off the center of the car. That's looking pretty good. And the Windex blue is looking absolutely beautiful. We got it coated really well, and it's nice and shiny and glossy. That's going to be excellent. Now we need to let this sit overnight, and we'll start tomorrow.
The very next morning.
Here we've got the center section of the car exposed, and we've got it all taped off, and I've got it taped down to a piece of cardboard. I picked up this lace pattern at Joann Fabrics, and I'm sure that those are all around the country too, or some type of fabric store or Walmart or whatever. You should be able to get this. Now the key to this is to make it stationary. Tape it down in place, stretch it over the area that you want to use this lace, and then spray over it. We still have to secure this, so get you some tape and secure it. That's looking good. I still want to tighten down around where the back window is, so I'm going to put a piece of tape over that also. Yeah, we'll put this tape right here, and again, tighten it down. Not fitting as snug as I like, but we'll work with it and we'll pull it down nice and taut. Now, spray lightly. You don't want to saturate this because you don't want it to bleed up underneath the mesh that you have there, or the pattern that you have. Now you can experiment with different kinds of patterns or stencils or anything. I've got another video I'll have coming out here soon showing how to use handheld stencils. Now the color I'm spraying here is purple. I did mix a little bit of black with it just to give it some darkness. So there you go. That's looking pretty good. I'm liking how that's turning out. Alright, well, we're going to get that off and let it set.
Waiting for the paint to dry.
We took the lace pattern off and we let it sit overnight. Here's the design that we have on here. Now again, this is all experimentation. You want to play with it a little bit, maybe get some new ideas. Again, try some different patterns, try some different stencils, anything you can think of to make up a really cool design. I think that turned out really cool. We did a wheel swap on the base. We clear coated the car with the pattern on top. We did some details around the lights. Real nice wheel swap there. That looks a lot better than those plastic wheels. Engine's all ready to go. And I still got to cut that front clip off. And here's what we started with. A really nice looking 70s Chevelle. I like the car and everything. I'm not crazy about the paint. Now the flames look cool, but the rest of the car, the color, I wasn't pleased with. So I wanted to do something really fancy with this. We took it apart. We did a wheel swap. We painted some custom graphics on there. And we just made it look that much nicer. And here's what we got too. I love the Windex blue on this car. Now a little bit of details in the lights, and the signal lights, and the headlights, and the grille. And look at that roof. Man, did that turn out nice. Like I said, you can experiment with different patterns here, different colors. Go online and look at some lowrider videos, lowrider paint jobs. It'll give you some ideas and give you some inspiration. Get you some paints. Go to the Redline shop and get you some of the Spectre Flame paints. They also got some really phenomenal enamel paints and opaque paints, and have some fun. I'll also be doing some more work with the Createx paints with some of the different textures and metallics and metal flakes and everything. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm more than happy to pass these ideas on to you. What a great day this was. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me here today. We got some more build-offs coming here in the near future. Stay tuned. We got a lot of other videos coming also. Thanks for joining me here today at Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. I look forward to your comments. Thanks again, and have a great day.